have such sights to show you.
Get away from her, you bitch!
What a plonker!
I have pain.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Hello, my sweet tortured souls, and welcome back to another episode of Hun, Your Geek is Showing. Now, on this week's episode, we are going to be covering our joking love of the Bayverse Transformers movies. But first, we have a little bit of housekeeping to do, don't we, Guy?
Yes, we do.
Get ready for a rant, people. This isn't a tangent alert, this is a rant warning. For the last few months, our videos have been getting one or two random dislikes. It's not on every video, it's on the vast majority, though. And the thing that is concerning us about this is we are a small-time channel. We have, at current time of recording this video, we have 118 subscribers, and we've worked our asses off to get to where we are with it.
Mm-hmm.
Paid for views, we've not paid for likes. All we have done is shared it out across our social medias and tried our best to do what we enjoy doing, which is this wonderful podcast we do here, plus all the other things that is done on Calico. We have fun here. We've just brought in a new co-host. The problem we are having is that although we put it at the start and end of every video, please like, comment, all that kind of stuff, we do the checklisting of the algorithm. We're doing it all. But people are not liking the videos, whether it's out of habit, they don't like every video that they watch, or, you know, you just don't do that on YouTube. It's fine. But the problem we are facing is that with these one or two random dislikes, it's not... I'm trying to say this without losing my temper. The thing that really fucking annoys me about it, pardon my language, is that it has been consistent for about 6 months.
Mm.
One or two dislikes, random, here or there, but on the vast majority of videos, especially the ones that feature both myself and Guy. They seem to be the prime targets.
Mm.
Now, what bothers me, what bothers both of us, is the fact that you're disliking our content. Whoever you are, I don't know who you are who's doing this dislikes. And if you're watching long enough to dislike our content, well, here is your chance. I have a few suspects who I think it could possibly be. So I've unblocked these people because I did have them blocked on my channel. I didn't want them anywhere near me. But if you're going to come to my channel and dislike my content, that both of us, both myself, Guy, and now GT Forbidden, work so very, very hard to achieve. It is not easy doing what we do. Even if you are a fellow YouTuber, you should know the level of work that we put into every video. I work my ass off in the editing part of these videos. Guy has been a fantastic co-host. He has been here since day fucking one.
Thank you.
But because of this constant stalking, essentially, is what it is. Someone is stalking our channel and disliking every video, right? Here is my little challenge to you. If you are who I think you are, and the chances are pretty fucking high, the evidence is right up there, right? You want to dislike every video we put out without making a comment. Now, I get it, right? I'm all open to constructive criticism. If someone doesn't like this, if someone is disliking our videos because they don't like the way it's shot, the way it's edited, anything like that, instead of just hitting dislike, tell us what you didn't like. It's the only way channels like ours, small-time channels, can improve. If you tell us what you don't like, we'll take it on board and we'll try to improve. That is what we will do. But if you're doing it purely for, pardon my language again here, shits and fucking giggles, right? Step into the comments, show yourself. Don't hide in the shadows. I live in the fucking shadows. right? I can operate in ways you wouldn't even fucking understand. So, this is a challenge from Calico, from Miss Violet Impulse, and from Guy JB.
Mhm.
Problem with us? Step into the comments and tell us what that problem is. If you haven't got the guts to do it,
All the balls.
yeah, then do yourself a favor and stop watching us. Because all you're doing is wasting your time and ours. You don't like what we do, don't watch it. Plain and simple. You seem to me, the person who's doing this, you seem to be the sort of person who gets offended by a joke when the joke isn't even about anything that should be offending you. You get offended for the sake of being offended. And if that's the case, if I offend you for what I am, then try saying it in the comments because it will all be recorded, it will all be captured, and I will damn sure name and fucking shame across all social medias. If you have a YouTube channel, I will make sure that every person that you try to interview will know exactly what you are like. Now that I have that off my chest, it's time to move on with today's episode. So, we are going to talk about the Transformers live action movies, or what the fans more commonly refer to as the Bayverse, and how it started promisingly. From my perspective, it did start promisingly. It was a good start.
Mm.
But then, literally, from the first half an hour into the second one, it fell off a cliff.
I think you got to go back before that. I mean, when we first got wind that there was going to be a live action Transformers, there was a, let's face it, the other one was like, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, if you go back to the very start when it was very first announced, I remember the hype was real. It was like what, 2004, 2005 it was first announced.
yeah.
It came out 07. I remember it coming out in 07. I've got a poster somewhere that's got the release date at the bottom of it.
Yeah, because they announced they were going to do it, and then not long after that, they announced that Cullen was going to voice Optimus Prime again, and everyone's went.
That was the thing that got me really hooked up on it because God bless them, the amount of times that like Transformer related media has come out and it said, "Oh, featuring the original voice of Optimus Prime," and then you watch it or whatever, and it's not. It's not Peter Cullen. I think the biggest offender for that was the PlayStation 2 game that was set on the Energon series.
Yeah.
It was the voice actor who did Optimus Prime in that show. But all the magazines and everything were saying, "Oh, it's the return of the original voice of Optimus Prime." It's like, no, it's not.
No.
Every fan in the world went, "No,
You.
it's not." But tangent alert there slightly.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Hey.
when the film, we were started seeing the production stills and all this, that, and the other, we were like, "Oh, this could be something quite good." And that teaser trailer with the robot on Mars
Mm.
and all that, like that teaser trailer, that got people talking. It really did.
Yeah. Then we saw pictures of what Optimus Prime was going to look like.
Mm, yes, the designs. Here's a good first talking.
Mm.
The robot designs now. It's
And
very,
then there was that feeling in the pit of your stomach. Oh.
the one that broke me was Megatron.
Oh.
And joint with that one, Starscream. He looks like a big
Oh.
Dorito.
Good God.
He looks like a big grey Dorito. You want a Starscream figure from the movie? Just get a Dorito, paint it grey, put it on your
Mhm.
shelf. You've got one. But no, I really didn't like the redesigns. The fact that Frank Welker did not come back to voice
Mm.
that was another knock on there, Megatron.
Yeah.
Go Weaving though, love.
Hugo even great
He did a
actor.
good job as that version of Megatron. He did do a good job. I'm not slating Hugo Weaving. I'm just slating
Yeah, I know, but if you're going to get Cullen back, get fucking Frank Welker back. God's
exactly my point. That's just where I was going to go with it. It's like if you've got Peter Cullen, you need Frank Welker opposite him because the chemistry between them two, they know the history inside and out.
Mhm.
That line right at the end of the film. Spoilers if you've not seen it for what a nearly 15-year-old film now. Spoiler alert. The bit when Megatron gets killed at the end and Optimus says, "You left me no choice, brother."
Mm.
And that for the fan base was quite a big like, oh, what? They're brothers? What? Which in some continuities they are, some they're not.
Yeah.
It depends on who you're following with that one. But yeah, as fans, like that line would have been much more powerful if you'd known that it was OG Optimus and OG Megatron
Gotcha.
having that exchange. That would have just put their dynamic on such a whole nother level because they would have had that bond over that much time. Anyway, designs. I liked Bumblebee. I did like the redesign of Bumblebee purely because it was going for that cool factor. And in 2007, a Volkswagen Beetle was not a cool vehicle. Barbie drove a Volkswagen Beetle in 2007. You know, it was not a cool vehicle. So when they traded him to a Camaro, but they kept the color scheme.
Yeah, I just didn't like his not having a voice and talking through the radio.
Again, I'm just talking designs here, but yeah, the whole voice thing, that was, yeah, talking through the radio. It was a good gimmick at first, but then when they brought it, like he gets his voice at the end of the first one, then he's lost it again by the start of the second one.
Yeah.
They were so back and fucking forth with it. But yeah, the first film, though, going back to it, the designs, some of them were good, some of them were not. Ironhide, I thought, looked a bit too much like a big gorilla, like in the face and the very gorilla-like.
Wrong look. Ratchet, ditto.
No, I liked Ratchet's vehicle mode, but the robot mode, no. That idea of like an ambulance Hummer, I was like, that kind of works with the character. You know, he's a combat medic. He's a combat medic. So I got the idea with the vehicle design, but the robot design just fell flat. And Jazz.
Poor Jazz.
Oh, he had to split.
Shit. Damn it, vibe.
Gotcha. I do like that exchange between him and Megatron though, where he's fighting. He's like, "Do you want a piece?" And he's like, "No, I want two."
Yeah. Yeah.
You know the really fucked up thing, right? Tangent people. The movie masterpiece figure of Jazz that came out a few years ago does actually come with an accessory, so you can split him in half and plug in like a severed spine, so it looks like he's been ripped in half.
I was going too far.
The review for it, and even the review was like, "That's a bit grim." You know, like recreating a scene from a film is fine, but why this scene? Like, why that one? But yeah, like I said, some of the redesigns worked, some didn't. The majority of the Decepticons I didn't like. Blackout, the introduction to the Decepticons. Scorponok.
What was he?
He's a scorpion.
Yeah, I know, but
to be honest, the amount of toys that have come out of that figure and it transforms into something different depending on who's brought it out. It's Frenzy.
Yeah.
Because he was comedy gold. The bit where he's sneaking off of Air Force One.
Yeah.
He literally walks past a group of people, but
yeah,
goes, like just walks proper straight up like that, but with his hand over his face, like that got me. And the bit when his head gets split open and he goes, "Oh shit," and then collapses.
Yeah.
That on first viewing, those two scenes really did crack me up because it was just like that's what we wanted from a Transformers movie. That little goofiness.
Yeah.
That's inherent with it. With the franchise as a whole. There's that inherent stupid little goofy side to it. You know, like G1 episode where they're playing basketball.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to have funny little moments like that.
Or the snowball fights. And shit.
Yeah. Or although I never thought we'd ever hear Peter Cullen say, "Bumblebee, stop lubricating the man."
Yeah.
I'm sure that has spawned 1,000 fan fictions somewhere.
Oh God, yes.
So your thoughts on the first film?
Yeah, I mean, they tried.
Yeah.
God, they tried.
It did well enough to warrant a sequel.
Well, yeah, because it's baffed out a load of fucking money for them. So, you know.
What did you think to the storyline overall, where, you know, it's about them going to Earth to get the cube and all that?
They turn the cube
It was a
It's
MacGuffin, really, wasn't it?
yeah, they've gone MacGuffin with it. It's all like a bit like yeah, I would have preferred that to have been the Matrix.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, don't get me started on. We'll get into that in a minute with Revenge of
Mm,
the fucking Revenge of the fuck off.
mm.
Actually, fuck it. Let's go into it now.
Yeah, because
Revenge of the Fallen, the way they fucked that Matrix up. The storyline behind it was kind of on point with a lot of the stuff media that's been out there about it previously. It was kind of on point, the story behind it. But that design, that look, just that was not the Matrix.
no, it was not. That was just some sort of pointy thing.
It was a point pointing up and a point going down, like it like a big
Yeah,
S. It's like, could you get any more Superman if you fucking tried?
nobbers.
Although, got to give props to Revenge of the Fallen for bringing in Jetfire and killing him off in the same film. But yeah,
I did enjoy Jetfire's the voice.
Simon Pegg, wasn't it? Was it Simon Pegg?
No, I don't think it was.
I can't remember.
Mm,
We prepped for this episode, folks.
we did. So did.
Yeah, I sat and watched all the films before doing this episode.
Yes, I had sat and had a good old read of Wikipedia. This.
Oh yes, it's always good to read the Wikipedia. But yeah,
You
Revenge.
know, not that we can't be asked, folks. It's just that we can have lives.
Actually, there is one thing. Me being a horror fan, that I do have to go. Thank you to Revenge of the Fallen. Tony Todd voicing the Fallen.
Yeah.
When I first heard that voice, I got the hairs on the arms sticking up, underneath the lace, of course. But like, got that tingle on my arms, like that's Tony Todd. I know that voice. I'm a big Tony Todd fan. Candyman, the Night Living Dead remake, the Final Destination franchise. He pops up in that as the Mortician. He's been in hundreds of TV shows. He's one of my favorite actors. I absolutely love him. Anyway, tangent done. Yeah, so Revenge of the Fallen. Oh, and what they did to Devastator. Sorry. I just remembered that. Oh my god, that was like a PTSD trigger. Fuck me.
Worst Devastator ever.
Yeah, I'm directly beneath the enemy scrotum. Oh, what?
Yeah.
I mean, they had the balls to go there, but they really shouldn't have done it. It was the Jurassic Park thing.
Yeah.
No, they didn't stop to think if they should. Just because they could, they never stopped to think if they should.
Yeah, you don't have to.
You could say about a lot of the franchise going forward. But yeah, Revenge of the Fallen, it was a bit of a shit show. It brought in characters, legacy characters. Big fan favorites were like, oh, we're hoping they're in this. They're in it as background characters. They don't really get much screen time apart from in the fight scenes. They maybe get one or two spoken lines, and then you get to see your beloved childhood character brutally ripped apart on screen. RC, Alita 1, and Chromia, the three motorbikes. They got trashed. You know what I mean? It's like Michael Bay slowly killing your childhood, one character at a time. Thank you.
And the fucking ice cream.
Oh, the Autobot.
They got a lot of shit over that. They got so much shit over that.
Yeah. Like, they were so racial fucking stereotypes. Like,
Whoa.
it was...
They got a ton of shit over that. So it's no wonder they only lasted one film.
Exactly. They weren't in the next two, or next several ones. But speaking of that, moving forward, we go from Revenge of the Fallen to Dark of the Moon.
Better.
Leonard
I enjoyed Leonard Nimoy. Yeah, so that's a nice.
Returning to the franchise as Sentinel Prime. I thought he was one of the better parts of the film.
Yeah, but it's still basically Ultimate Doom.
Yeah. But again,
basically,
it's a storyline that fans would be familiar with, just told.
I've got an itch. Hold on.
No worries.
Sorry about
Yeah, it's one of those storylines that fans would have kind of gone, oh, it's like that episode, the special, was it two-part, was it?
that. Yeah, the Ultimate Doom,
Yeah.
part 1 and part 2.
For some reason, I always think that's a three-part and not a two-part. I don't know why.
Ooh. No, I'm pretty sure it was 2.
Yeah, it's very, the storyline is very that. But again, beloved characters get killed off. Ironhide gets like rusted to death.
Yeah.
You know, if you thought Ratchet's death in the OG cartoon film where he gets shot in the chest and smoke bellows out of his mouth, watch Ironhide literally disintegrate.
Mm.
You know, like
They'll turn it into the killing fields.
yeah, but Dark of the Moon's really not a favorite of mine. Just I didn't like the storyline. Like, well,
Mm.
I didn't like the way it was executed. Like, if they brought Leonard Nimoy back, he should have been an out and out bad guy from the get go. In fact, it would have been a perfect time for them to introduce Galvatron
Galvatron. Yeah.
because Megatron was so fucked up by the end of the Revenge of the Fallen. You know,
Yeah.
he could have reformatted himself and become Galvatron. It would have been a perfect adaptation that way because you could have left out the whole Unicron stuff, which they tried to shoehorn in later and thankfully gave up on.
Yeah. I don't think you can do Unicron in live action.
No, not unless it's. I want to say live action. I think the only way you could do the Unicron stuff would be a full CG movie, like the jumping forward a bit here, but the first 5 minutes of Bumblebee.
No, it's 10 minutes.
Well, however long it was in Bumblebee,
That 10-minute fanboy spaffathon. Oh,
yeah, the bit that's set actually on Cybertron. Like if they did that section as a whole movie, yeah, do that with the Unicron thing. But trying to get, I mean, you've seen how small Transformers are compared to Unicron. How are you going to have live action humans go up against that?
Yeah.
There's no way it would work. It would be stupid. So I'm glad they.
Oh, we do need to talk about the elephant in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Shia. Shia.
He was okay in the first one. The second one became a little bit annoying. Third one got on my absolute fucking wick. No pun intended with the last name.
Yeah.
But he really did. Like by the end of Dark of the Moon, I was like, can he just be killed off? Can Megatron just
like Crystal Skull?
That's another franchise we need to tackle.
Yeah.
The indie franchise.
Oh yeah.
But going back to Transformers, yeah, Shia LaBeouf, I'm thankful he only did the 3. That's all I can say about it. Like Megan Fox in the first 2. In the first one, she was a decent enough character because she had the tragic backstory and everything. In the second one, she was literally just eye candy. You know, and if you don't believe that, go and watch the Michael Bay Ninja Turtles movies and tell me he's not just put her in that film for the eye candy.
Oh, I refuse to watch them.
I watched them stupidly.
Cool.
Some of the shots of her in Tangent People, some of the shots of her in the Ninja Turtles Bayverse movies, it's like, why that angle? There is no fucking need for it to be shot from that angle. You have literally done that so you can essentially upskirt her.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking no now with Hollywood, like intentional.
Yeah.
You know, if it adds to the scene, if it's the right kind of camera angle, you can kind of, if it adds to the effect, like gives it more of an atmosphere, fine. But when you're doing it for the sake of doing it, because you're like, oh, this is aimed at teenage boys, we know what they're watching for. When that's your mentality going into a film, just don't. Just don't. You know, they've got Pornhub for that, for fuck's sake. We don't need it in our Ninja Turtles movies. But back to Transformers.
Yeah.
I liked her in the first 2 films. The girl in the third one, I can't even remember her fucking name. Didn't like her at all.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see? Even you can't remember her name.
Yeah, I mean, at least Malkovich was in the third one. I love Malkovich.
But right, moving forward with the franchise, after Dark of the Moon, we got
Age of Extinction.
Age of Extinction. Oh, I'm very, very split with this one.
Well, they got the truck model for Optimus Prime right at the first.
Well, for half an hour, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, G1 accurate.
Small
Yeah.
fucking victories, you know. He's a flat nose cab. Yeah, he's gone back to being a long nose cab now. Fuck.
Yeah.
But I'm very split with Age of Extinction because in the first three films, well, I say the first few films, in the second and third film, it felt like the human characters that were introduced, it was very rush, 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 ruch, get it done, 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 done. You know, introduce his characters. He's a soldier, he carries a gun, he's a kid, he drives a car. You know, it's very dimensional characters and then worked it out as they went along. And as long as Age of Extinction is, because it's what, nearly 3 hours?
Yeah.
It's a long film. It's not easy to get through. But for the first 45 minutes, it focuses just on the character of, is it Cade? Cade Yeager?
Cade Yeager.
Played
Yes.
by
Mark Wahlberg.
Little Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
And his, yeah, well, luckily not with the Funky Bunch.
Yeah. But I liked the way they did that because, especially later on in the film, where you see him like when his friend gets killed and he's looking after his daughter and all this kind of stuff.
Mm.
I actually spent that first 45 minutes getting to know him and his daughter and them as characters. When they were put in peril towards the end, you actually gave a fuck. You actually cared what was going to happen to them at the end. Whereas in the second and third film, like I said, like I just said a minute ago, I wanted fucking Megatron to stamp on Shia LaBeouf's fucking head. You know what I mean? He was that unlikable by the end of it. So yeah, Age of Extinction for me was, like I said, it was a mixed bag. There was a lot that I liked. There was a lot that I didn't. Lock down specifically.
Mm.
Oh my God. I remember the character from the comics and things like that, and it's like just his head turns into a gun, and humans are now hunting Autobots, and Ratchet gets scrapped, and Autobots now transform by turning into weird CGI blobs, and and Galvatron was basically supposed to be a clone of Optimus Prime, but was infused with Megatron's soul, and it's just like I said, I liked getting to know the human characters because then you gave a shit by the end, but the actual story that was about the Transformers, the whole reason you're watching the film, was just no.
Yep.
Although one thing that I did like, and it was kind of an interesting touch, is the he's the one who transforms into the Corvette.
Yeah.
Which I initially thought was going to be Springer when I saw when the designs were first leaked. I saw
I'm so glad it wasn't.
That would make an interesting Springer.
No, fuck Springer. I can't stand Springer.
Yeah, but I mean, if they're going to introduce him, I thought, oh, that's Springer, but off track. The one thing I liked about that character, I can't remember his name, but the one thing I liked about him is when he transforms, part of the car, part of him becomes like the duster, like the old Western style duster jacket.
Yeah.
I've got a bit of a soft spot for jackets like that flow in the wind.
It's a poncho.
I just like the way it looked on him, the way it flowed down his back, and he looked like an old West kind of shooter. I was like, I can't, whatever. I like the way it looked. I like the way that looked, you know. I thought that was a cool, interesting touch. Oh, and Ken Watanabe as Drift.
Yeah. Nice to have drifted.
You have
quite drift.
That's how he kept saying. He said that like 7 or 8 times in the film. But then we go on to last night.
There's one decent thing about that.
What's that?
Hound.
Yeah, but
And John Goodman did a damn good job.
Yeah, well, actually, in Age of Extinction as well, because he did him in both, didn't he? He was Hound in Age of Extinction as well.
Oh shit! Of course he was. Yeah, sorry.
I did like the bit where he
been asleep since then.
take a step backwards in Age of Extinction, where he's got the cigar hanging out of his gob.
Yeah.
And then later on in the film, he kind of spits it up, spins around, bites it, and it shoots someone.
Mm,
Like the whole time he's actually been chewing on a bullet. It's not a cigar.
yeah.
I did like that little touch, but yeah, the last night. All I'm going to say is, if anybody's fans of
Last fucking shot.
yeah, definitely. But if anyone's a fan of this child, you'll know I'm a Hot Rod fangirl. What did they do to my boy?
Well,
They made him
fuck
a
them up.
Lamborghini, and then they made him French.
Not there's anything. Not that we got anything against the French people. Let's just get
We
that
have
out.
nothing against the French, but Hot Rod, he was a Lamborghini, and he spoke with a French accent. Hot Rod, Hot Rod. No, no. Just
No.
what did you do to my boy? Isn't that from The Godfather?
Yeah.
What did you do to my boy? Marlon
Let's
Brando.
face it. It wouldn't have cost them much to get Judd Nelson.
No, no. I mean, apparently he works for cheeseburgers now. Apparently,
Yeah, exactly. Jesus Christ. Feed him.
feed
There
him
you go.
in a hotel. He'll be happy.
Yeah.
To London. Although,
You know, maybe get him a bit of that.
flip side of it, Anthony Hopkins, as always, highly entertaining in the role that he played.
Hopkins could.
Slightly kooky, eccentric, old, weird British person.
Hopkins can do anything.
Although I would
I'd-
have laughed if he'd halfway through like a scene when he's discussing something important.
I don't know. I'll pay to watch him polish a turd. Let's face it, he did that in this film.
Yeah, yeah, it's very true. It's very true.
I'm so glad I didn't watch all of these at the cinema.
Same here, same here. I actually waited for last night to come out on streaming services, and up until that point, even right up till Age of Extinction, I was like, no, I'm going to buy them on Blu-ray, DVD, whatever, it's part of my Transformers collection. And then I started watching the reviews and stuff of last night, and I was like,
You got a bad people.
money. It's literally a one-watch wonder. I will never watch it again. Hell, even for doing this episode, I didn't watch it again because I didn't fucking want to. I was so disappointed with it. Optimus Prime into the bad guy. They turned Bumblebee into like he could fire his limbs off and put himself back together. Since
Yeah.
when was that a power he had in any media?
Yeah, but
Exactly my point. It was by that point, I think Michael Bay was taking such liberties with the franchise that it just become a running joke of.
was he taking liberties or was he taking coke?
I think he was taking three things: liberties, coke, and the piss.
Yes.
But oh my fucking god, that film, and it ends on the cliffhanger that Unicron is actually Earth.
No, I want Unicron to be Earth. That's just ridiculous.
Now, to be fair, I'm a fan of the Transformers Prime series, and they did touch upon that in Transformers Prime, but there was a reason behind it because Unicron is basically the bringer of chaos, right? And Earth is very chaotic. So that was basically their spiel for it, was that because Earth is so chaotic, Unicron is at its core. And I'm like, it's an interesting twist on it, but
Don't want it.
yeah, but they handled it. They handled the Transformers Prime series, which kind of mirrored the films, but didn't. There was a lot of inspiration in the character designs and the looks and the action and the sound, the score. I will say, you liking the music, the score, the intro music for Transformers Prime is very good. So check it out. But yeah, it was handled so much better by something with tinier budget in comparison. A TV show handled a storyline better than a big budget film. But then thankfully, lights at the end of the tunnel, people.
Yes, there is.
They did the soft reboot and they brought us the absolutely amazing Bumblebee.
Yeah.
Bumblebee was an absolute riot of a film. It was funny when it needed to be funny. It was heartfelt when it needed to be heartfelt. And it brought the action in a big way. I mean, it finally gave us the designs for the robots and the vehicle modes that we should have had from the beginning.
Yes, that first 10 minutes was a fanboy wet
Slight little sidestep with this one. The first, I didn't watch Bumblebee all in one go. I was round at he's a fan of the channel, my friend Simon's,
dream.
and he on his wall he's got a big, I think it's like 60-inch TV
Nice.
with surround sound and lights. It's basically like a front room cinema. It's good.
Only 60. Mine's 64.
Well, this was a few years ago. You know, bigger TVs have come out since then. But anyway, and he was like, "Yeah, just watch this first like 10 minutes of Bumblebee," and it was literally like that whole scene, and I was just there like
Yeah.
speechless. I was just like, "This is what it should have been from day one."
Mm-hmm.
Why they did the redesigns and changed everything. I mean, okay, some of the keep backing up on this one. With the redesigns, there were certain elements that were quintessential with the character, like Optimus Prime's helmet and the faceplate and all that kind of stuff. But then you flip over to Bumblebee and the iconic head shape isn't there.
Mm.
And same with a lot of them. They just did not look face wise how they should have been facial. Then that's a completely different show.
Boo.
That's on my OnlyFans account. Coming soon.
Good game.
It will be a good game.
Did she do well?
Oh, I did. I always do well. But anyway, Bumblebee. It was a good decision to do a soft reboot. It's not a full reboot, it's a soft reboot. At least that's what they're kind of calling it. We have high anticipation for Rise of the Beasts.
Yeah.
Seen the trailers recently. We talked about it in a previous episode, and yeah, optimistically looking forward to it.
Apparently, there's going to be another one for 2024 as well.
Good to know. We'll have to keep an eye out for that. But yeah, this has basically been our little rant about the Bayverse Transformers movies in anticipation for the new one coming out.
Oh, there is something I did like. John Turturro. He was great.
Yeah.
I love John Turturro.
Yeah. Agent Simmons.
Yeah.
I did. He's the one who got lubricated.
Yes, he is. I love Turturro.
Then again, he's one of those actors who's funny in whatever he's in.
Everything. Yeah.
You know, even when he's trying to play it serious, he comes off even funnier because he's not the sort of person that you would think would be this serious FBI agent. And even other agents don't take him too seriously.
So,
but yeah, that's pretty much what we liked and everything we really fucking hated about the Bayverse.
Yeah.
We are Transformers fans, and
proper Transformers.
We hate a lot of the films. I wouldn't say hate's a strong word. Like the first one, you can enjoy it. Second one, it's watchable if you've not watched it recently. You know, you can watch it once a year and it's okay. Third, fourth, fifth, skip. As in, take your DVDs and put them in a skip. Bumblebee.
Jump on them first.
Bumblebee. Watch it till you wear the disc out to see if you can spot all the little Easter eggs in the background.
Yeah.
Because I know in that first 10 minutes, I rewatched that when it was on Netflix. I watched that first 10 minutes in. And I was pointing out all different characters I could spot in the background. I was like, there's that one, there's that one, there's that one. So, yeah, for fans of proper Transformers, check out Bumblebee. I mean, realistically, you could technically watch Bumblebee and then watch the first one because...
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
You could kind of mush the two. There's a bit of a continuity error, obviously, with in the first one, Bumblebee shows up as... No, actually, no, there isn't, because he shows up as the Camaro next to the... I got scenes confused. I was going to say he turns into the Camaro at the end of Bumblebee, and then... So if you wanted to, at this present point, without Rise of the Beast, if you want to take just a little storyline, take Bumblebee, watch the first one. They kind of go together, but you'll see. You'll see. If you've not seen them, watch Bumblebee, watch the first one. Forget the rest.
Indeed.
Right then. Sorry for that rant at the beginning of this episode. It needed to be done.
Yes, it did.
You know, we're sick of people coming at us from hiding behind fake accounts and things like that. We're getting a bit fed up of it. I'm sure a lot of people
Getting old.
are fed up of just exactly that same thing of being ridiculed for doing something we enjoy doing. If you have a problem with it, say so in the comments. If you're not gonna say anything in the comments, stop watching the channel. Plain and simple.
Go away.
Why watch something you don't like purely so you've got something to complain about? We've got Ofcom for that.
There you go.
Anyway, as always, I have been the wonderful Miss Violet Impulse. He has been Guy JB.
Not so wonderful, folks, but hey.
He's still cool. He's still cool. But remember, if you can't be good, be twisted. Don't get mad, baby. Get sadistic. Catch you next time. Mwah. Bye.
See you later, folks. Bye-bye.
We have such sights to show you.
Get away from her, you bitch!
What a plonker.
I have pain.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.